Welcome back. So we'll continue our discussion on damped vibration. The last equation we derived is displacement of the body. So in damped vibration is given by y is equal to a1 exponential minus b plus square root of b square minus omega square t plus a2 minus b square root of b square minus omega square into t. Okay, so what did I say there? So based on the relative values of b square and omega square, so three cases arises. What is that? B square greater than omega square over damping, b square less than omega square under damping, b square is equal to omega square, that is critical damping. Okay, so in all discussion, so we'll make use of this equation number 3. What it represents? Displacement of a body. So in a damped vibration, that means if the body is executing damped vibration, displacement is given by this equation with respect to time there. Okay, so now this equation will refer again and again there. So first we shall consider the overdamping case, that is b square is greater than omega square. If b square is greater than omega square, it is called overdamping. Okay, so again I have written the last equation number 3 once again here there, already we have considered. Okay, so if, understand now, if b square is greater than omega square, if b square is greater than omega square, so what it indicates? So b square minus omega square is positive. This quantity inside the square root is positive. You know that square root of the positive quantity is real. It is real there. Okay, so that means square root of b square minus omega square is less than b there. Okay, because square root of b square is b there. So square root of b square minus omega square, so must be less than b there. So that means this quantity is less than b. Right? So now rethink about this equation number. Y is equal to exponential, in the exponential term, minus b plus a quantity less than b. That means this total term inside this total bracket is less than, it is negative, right? So here again minus b minus a quantity less than b there. Okay, so that means this quantity is also negative there. So this quantity is also negative inside the bracket, and this exponential term means both the exponential term in y, both the exponential terms are negative. Therefore, both the exponential term in equation 3 is negative. Okay, therefore displacement y exponentially reduces to 0 without doing any oscillation. There will not be any oscillation as such. So displacement rapidly reduces to 0 because both the exponential term in the displacement equation is negative there. Okay, if I plot the graph of displacement along y-axis and time along x-axis, it looks like this. Okay, this is also called deadbeat. Okay, so for example, if you move this simple pendulum in thick oil like a castor oil, so it is nothing but the overdamping case there, right? Got the case? So deadbeat moving coil galvanometer is also example for this deadbeat case there. Overdamping case is also called deadbeat case there. Okay, this is a case of overdamping there. Okay, so there is no much derivation here, only discussion is there. So next is the case 2 is underdamping. What is underdamping? B square is less than omega square. We shall discuss underdamping case where b square is less than omega square. So now if b square is less than omega square, then square root of b square and omega square is imaginary. In this case, if b square is less than omega square, what will happen? So this quantity is what is negative. B square is less than omega square, that means this quantity is negative. So whatever is there inside the square root is negative. You know that the square root of negative quantity is imaginary there. Okay, so that means square root of b square minus omega square is imaginary. So that means to avoid this, what you have to write here is square root of b square minus omega square can be written as, I will rearrange here, square root of, I will take minus outside, that means minus 1 outside in the bracket. Okay, outside the bracket, what will become minus 1? It will be reversed there, right? Omega square minus b square. So minus 1 I have taken outside. This minus 1 again I will take it separately. I will write what is minus square root of minus root minus 1 I. Okay, so what remains there inside the bracket, inside the square root? Omega square minus b square. Not b square minus omega square, it is omega square minus b square there. Okay, so this square root of omega square minus b square, I will take it as beta. Okay, so ultimately square root of b square minus omega square, I will take it as what? I beta. What is beta here? Square root of omega square minus b square there. Okay, same thing I have written. So I is equal to root minus 1. What is beta? Square root of omega square minus b square there. Okay, so that means this quantity will become I beta there. Okay, you have to substitute now. So this quantity is I beta plus I beta, here it is minus I beta there. We will rewrite the equation once again there. So therefore equation 3 becomes y is equal to minus b plus I beta, as I told. So here it is minus b minus I beta into t. Here also it is t there. Okay. So the remaining part is rearranging the equation. So here onwards I will take exponential. Exponential, take it as what? I will take e to the power of that. Got that? Okay. So now, e to the power of minus beta t, e to the power of minus bt. Okay. So now what remains there? So e to the power of minus bt, I will take e to the power of minus bt, I will take it outside. Here also e to the power of minus bt, I will take it outside there. So what remains inside? Inside the bracket there, a1 e to the power of I beta t, e to the power of plus I beta t, plus a2 e to the power of minus I beta t there. Got it? Okay. So e to the power of minus bt, I will take an outside there. So now a1. So you know that e to the power of I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. I repeat, e to the power of I theta is a mathematical expression. E to the power of I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. E to the power of minus theta is equal to cos theta minus I sin theta there. Okay. So expanding using that formula. So this has to be expanded now. So cos beta t plus I sin beta t plus a2 cos beta t minus I sin beta t there. Okay. Rearrange the equation. E to the power of minus bt as usual outside there. So a1 a2 cos beta t is common there. That means a1 plus a2 cos beta t. So I outside, a1 minus a1 minus a2 there. a1 minus a2, I outside, sin beta t there. Got that? Okay. Now I have to reduce this equation to what is that? Sin a plus b. What is sin a plus b? Sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. I have to reduce it. Okay. So what you have to do? E to the power of minus beta t minus bt, as usual it is outside there, square root. I will take a1 plus a2 as a sin phi. Why? I will tell. A sin phi cos beta t. I a1 minus a2, I will take it as what? A cos phi. Okay. In that case, this a will come outside. What remains there? Sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Okay. So equation reduced to sin a plus b form there. So that was my job there. So that's why I have taken a1 plus a2 as a sin phi and I a1 minus a2 as a cos phi. Okay. So now the equation reduced to this form there. What is that? Y is equal to a e to the power of minus bt sin beta t plus phi there. Okay. So sin a plus b is equal to what? Sin a cos b plus cos a sin b there. Sin beta t plus phi there. Okay. So now this a e to the power of minus bt, I will take it as what? A. That is amplitude of the oscillation in case of damped oscillation there. Okay. Sin beta t plus phi there. Okay. So see here. So where a is the amplitude, a small a e to the power of minus bt, amplitude of the damped oscillator. Now, so amplitude e to the power of minus is there. That means, so as the time lapses, as time increases, it exponentially decreases there. Okay, that means amplitude keeps on decreasing there. But there is a sine term here, sine beta t plus phi there. You know that sine function is oscillatory function there, because sine wave you have seen, right? Okay, sine function is oscillatory function there. But the maximum value of sine, is plus 1, minimum value is minus 1 there. Okay, that's why. So the displacement varies between sine plus 1 here, maximum is plus 1, that means plus a e to the power of minus bt, and what is the extreme negative value there? Minus a e to the power of minus bt there. Okay, it varies between plus or minus a e to the power of minus bt there. Okay, so that means if I plot the graph of y along the displacement along y-axis and time along x-axis, what will happen there? So the because of e to the power of minus bt, the amplitude keeps on reducing, but there is a sine term, that's why it will become oscillatory function there. Okay, in the sense what? So it vibrates there. Okay, that means it will make oscillation. So this example, what I can give example here is the temple bell there. Okay, when you hit the temple bell, what will happen there? The sound persists for a long period, right? Got it? Okay, that means oscillation persists for a long period there. As if it persists for a long period, then the quality factor is more there. So if I hit the table, what will happen? Within no time, the sound ceases there. That means quality is less. If it is not making much vibration, quality is less there. Okay, this is the case of one case there, that is under damping there. Okay, so next is the critical damping. Okay, so what is the critical damping? B square is equal to omega square. If B square is equal to omega square in the formula, equation number 3, what will happen there? So equation 3, then the solution does not satisfy the differential equation. We cannot proceed further there. Okay, that's why what you will take. So B square, square root of B square minus omega square. I am talking about the equation number 3 there. Okay, so square root of B square minus omega square, we should not take it as 0 there. If B square is equal to omega square, what will happen? Square root of B square minus omega square will become 0 there. But you should not take like that. So square root of B square minus omega square is a small positive quantity almost equal to 0, 10 to 0, 10 to 0. I will take it as h. What is that? H there. So substitute square root of b square minus omega square, whatever is there in the equation number 3, substitute h. Okay, it is simple now. Equation 3, last equation 3 becomes y is equal to a1 exponential minus b square root of b square minus omega square. I have taken as what? H into t. a2 exponential minus b, again square root of minus square root of b square minus omega square, I have taken as what? H into t there. Okay, as usual, e to the power of minus bt, here also e to the power of minus bt. So common here, e to the power of minus bt common. I have taken outside there. a1, what means that? E to the power of ht, a2 e to the power of minus ht there. So continue further, e to the power of minus bt in the square root, in the bracket, what remains there? a1 e to the power of x. Probably you have come across expansion of the series there. E to the power of x and e to the power of minus x. E to the power of x, 1 plus x square by 2 factorial, like that it continues. E to the power of minus x, 1 minus x plus x square by 2 factorial, like that it continues there. Okay, so expanding this e to the power of ht and e to the power of minus ht using the expansion of series e to the power of x and e to the power of minus x. So e to the power of ht can be written as 1 plus ht plus, like that it continues there, a2 1 minus ht plus, it continues, ht square divided by 2 factorial, like that it continues. So we are not considering that, so close the bracket there. Okay, so now rearrange the equation. Y is equal to e to the power of minus bt as usual. a1, here it is what? a2, that is a1 plus a2. The first factor of this and first factor of this is added there, plus a1 minus a2. Okay, so outside the bracket what remains there? ht there. Okay, so now I got this equation. Now continue, e to the power of minus bt. So a1 plus a2 I will take it as p, and a1 minus a2 I will take it as what? q. Okay, for the time being. So what remains there? p plus qt, it will become p plus qt. Okay, so now that is the equation number 4 there. Okay, so a1 minus a2 into h, I have to take it as what? Q there. Okay, so where p is equal to a1 plus a2 and q is equal to what? a1 minus a2. So equation 4 gives the displacement in oscillating body. Equation 4, this equation number 4, y is equal to e to the power of minus bt, p plus qt. So equation 4 gives the displacement in critical decay there. Okay, that means in critical decay case there, the displacement is given by this equation there. Okay, so what will happen here? Initially, as the time increases, because of this p plus qt, initially the amplitude increases there, but e to the power of minus bt is there. Okay, that means again here also it exponentially decreases there. That means displacement decreases with respect to time because e to the power of minus bt there. Since there is no sine term here or cos term here, it will not make any oscillation there. Okay, so this is the case of critical damping. So due to the exponential term e to the power of minus bt, displacement y approach to 0 as t increases. In this case, the displacement reduces to 0 more rapidly than the first case there, it is over damping there. Means in the critical damping, displacement reduces to 0 more rapidly than the over damping there. Okay, if I plot the graph of y versus t, so it will become like this, right? Okay, exponentially it decreases more rapidly, and as compared to the first case, it decreases more rapidly. This is the case of critical damping there, right? Okay, so here we'll stop. So all three cases has to be discussed. So in V2 examination, so first you have to derive the equation number 3, that is the displacement there. So then either they will ask the over damping, critical damping, or under damping case they will ask you to discuss that. Okay, so thank you.